Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about Bear Fights, a crowdfunding initiative.
Yes.
My name is Miss Becca Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Justine Mays, Matt Modica, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
So we're going to be talking today about them doing some crowdfunding and what we think about that, and we're just going to give a hot take on it. We don't have any insight there. I don't know anybody over there or anything like that, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, first of all, I want to ask, and I know like Justine doesn't do this, does anybody watch, besides me, local news? Local news? No.
I cut that out years ago.
I check it every now and then.
I think watching local news is very important. I feel like you have to know what's going on in your community, and I think that's lost if you don't do that. Like, I feel like if I go on vacation, I'm not watching the local news. Even though you technically could these days, streaming and stuff like that, you can go back and even watch or pick up the stories. I just kind of shut St. Louis off when I'm in Key West or whatever. Don't think about it. When I come back, I kind of feel a little lost. So I don't know. I think it's important, but I know most people don't watch local news. People my age and older, I guess, do, but younger, they tend to not to. But I don't know if this is going to be a great small talk, but I will say because I don't know how you would hear about this besides on the local news. But maybe there's some of it catches international and stuff like that, or streaming services or whatever. But what gets me, I feel stress when they do stories about, hey, at 3:00 in the morning, all the planets are going to line up specifically, and it only happens every 130 years, or hey, it's the blood red moon with the special halo glow around it that happens once a century, and they tell you it's like 3 in the morning, and I get stressed out because I'm like, God damn it, I should go out and see that, but I know I'm never going to. I never do, but then I feel like I'm missing something that is important, and with this, since you guys aren't watching the news, I don't know if you hear about these type of things, and if you do, would this stress you out?
Yeah, we follow the news on I'm sure a lot of us follow our local news on Facebook and stuff like that. So that's where I see all those news stories. So I feel like I do still follow the local.
Do you feel stressed at all, or do you do these ever? Okay, yeah, you do. Yeah,
no, I
know.
Do. Especially when they're there's a lunar eclipse tonight that only hasn't happened in 5,000 years.
I know, this is what I'm saying.
And it won't happen again for the next 20 million.
This is what I'm saying.
And I'm like,
I should be part of this.
The next 20 million years?
I'm not going to catch the next one in the next
50
20
years, whatever it is. And it's
whatever it is.
It's like, fuck, I better go out and watch that.
There's a level of weird stress. It's always
cloudy out.
Right. Yeah, the stuff I'm trying to see. They're like, the Northern Lights tonight, so I go out there, I don't see shit. And then it's the deal where you take the camera, you take the phone, and you can see something on the phone, but I just like, God, I don't know. This stuff stresses me out for some reason. Matt, you're shaking your head no, not for you?
So I don't watch the local news or really any national news for that matter because of that anxiety-inducing silliness that they do. They're there to raise to raise that anxiety level.
They
and
are.
get you to do something or get you to think
Well,
about
a lot of it I don't even understand. So, like, if a 7-Eleven gets robbed the day before, and the next day they'll send someone out to stand in the chip aisle at the 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
and they're like, "This is obviously
Maybe they'll
the
get
crime
done-
scene's
maybe-
gone, the store's back open. Why do we have a news person in there? Why can't we be in the studio just talking about this?" So I don't get some of that shit for sure.
And I think they just, I think, trying to think who said this to me recently, but that was my trainer, my personal trainer. He was saying, I was like, I think news reporting has moved into news reading, and basically all those people, all they're doing is just reading stuff on the teleprompter. And I can find
see
that
that.
myself, and I do. And
see that.
it's not that I just totally duck my head in the sand. I mean, I'm looking at a variety of sources every day, but
Well, every once in a while you find a good news person who can talk, and they're kind of fun when they're off the script, like Blair in the mornings in St. Louis. I like her. I think she's funny. I think she's good. But yeah, there are a lot of them.
well, who was it? Was it Timmy Zell? And I forget that woman's
Margie,
name.
yeah, Timmy.
That did the whole, he's like, and now to the Hamburglar.
Yeah.
She comes back and she just gives him the stare of death.
That was the St.
That
Louis
was
local
good. That
news.
was good news.
I saw that. That was great. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I like the local news for. I always love occasionally the guy in the horse head that'll walk behind him, or
Right.
something like that, or the you get the old Howard Stern Baba Booies every now and then in the local news. You get some of that because those people still make me think there's still hope for the human race. when they have
There's still
comedy
yeah.
for this to take it a little light. Or I mean, just watching Weather Channel during a hurricane. Oh, how fake that stuff is. You see the
Right.
guy in a canoe behind just faking around, or some guy just walking as they're as the reporters holding back the wind.
Yeah.
They're just walking, strolling, stuff like that. That's the entertainment for me.
Yeah. Astrological stuff. Does that give you any anxiety if you're missing out on it, Tim?
I have a calendar for it, so I know what's going on, but I try to go out and try to do stuff. So remember when the comet was probably about 2021,
Right,
stuff
yeah.
like that. When they had the comet out there, I drove out there, tried to see it, still can't see it.
Yeah.
When you live in a big city, I mean, even you guys, metro areas as well,
Sure,
a little hard to do any of that stuff. You
Yeah.
really got to get out there a little bit. Probably a little easier for you guys than it is for us here. But I got to drive a little farther to get out for no lights, any of that light pollution, if you want to call it that.
Well, I think that the total solar eclipse that just a few years ago,
That was cool.
That was,
Yeah.
that-
That's during the day. It's a little bit different, but it was very cool too. How things just instantly change. Animals are making noise, and all of a sudden it just goes quiet. That was like the best one of those ever. That one.
That was
That
pretty
was
awesome.
really cool. Yeah, it was. Also, it got
Those
cold, like
celestial events
instantly
are fun.
cold. I don't know how it instantly got cold. I get it that the sun's not out, but it doesn't. It feels like it would take longer. It was like instant. It's just
Well, even the pressure
like
change.
flipping a switch. Yeah, everything
Yeah,
just
you
changed.
felt the pressure change in your chest too, because
Right.
everything, gravitational pull, all that stuff is kind of off. And
wild.
it was very unsettling for that moment. Then all of a sudden it came back, and you're like, "Wow, ooh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool."
We barreled some whiskey during the solar eclipse.
That's cool. That's cool. Justine, how about you? Do you astrological stuff? Does this cause you any sort of anxiety?
No, I don't really care about any of the stuff that happens at night. The stuff that happens during the day, I think is cool, but yeah, I'm not going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You don't feel like you're missing
especially-
out on things. You know, they're
Well,
saying,
because people always post pictures the next
I
day. Like,
guess, but you're not part of the experience. It's like, that'd be like saying Amos Lee's having his best concert, some crazy one that's going to be the most special one. He'd be like, well, people shoot videos and stuff. I'll watch. I'll get some snippets on YouTube. It's better being there, right, Justine? I mean,
well, yeah, but that's different.
is it?
They do say that that's actually a big problem with like what's like our time right now is that people don't have the desire to go and like actually physically
Experience
see
things.
things because they can just see a photo of it online and they're like, well, I saw it. Like, yeah, it looked cool, but
Yeah, I get a lot of that because I like doing, I'll hear people say stuff like that. Like, I would never go to the Grand Canyon because I can see photos of it whenever I want. Why would I have the, expense of travel? I'm like, it's different experience. It really is.
I feel like that's different too. I mean, something like that, yeah, I would do, but like,
But there are a lot of people that say they wouldn't. Yeah,
and I think that too, it would be different. Like if I was with friends doing it or something like that. But like I'm not going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go stand outside by myself and stare up at the sky.
I just feel lazy though, because they're like, this only happens, once in a lifetime or something. And I'm like,
Like catching
why am I
sunrise
so
in Mission
lazy?
Valley.
Why? I just beat myself up. I go into a spiral a little. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not like I'm, at the edge of life there, but it's just like, I should probably do that, but then I
It's
never do.
3 little lights in the sky that lined up.
I know.
Okay.
What about this recent one with all the planets lined up? It's just in a straight line. That seems like it would be kind of cool to see, but I didn't. I decided to sleep.
It's cool when you can see the Starlink thing flying
yeah,
through the
yeah.
sky. That's
The
cool.
satellites going and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to sit out there for a while, though. You have to let your eyes adjust. There is
Got
something
the
to say
eyes
about
gotta
sit out there
adjust,
for a
that's
half
true.
an hour and just chilling, enjoying a whiskey or whatever it may be, and then start looking up. When that stuff changes, that's when it gets pretty cool, when you finally get adjusted.
Okay.
That's
see.
half the battle. You expect to go outside and see it, and you're not going to. Your
Right.
eyes need to adjust to the dark and change from there.
This is true. This is true. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with my kindred spirit in this one, Becca. She's the only one who gets any sort of anxiety like me on this one.
I'm gonna pour, I guess, this last little bit. I thought there's more in here. It kind of looks not great. Whatever. So I've got some old Jet Brothers here. I'm gonna just pour the rest of it in my glass. This is our. This was a Amarone and new toasted French oak.
Okay. Kind of decent, very squeaky. Had a nice little bass reverb there, but that's going to take our lead. Let's go with Tim next. He looks ready.
All right. I've got a bottle of Old 55, 100% sweet corn, cast strength.
Okay. Oh, he's got to change his microphone. I mean, it's definitely aided. I mean, it's like
Is it
a wind-aided
cheating?
home run. I mean, it still counts, but it feels like
Feels
there
like
should
map tap cheating. I need to get an algorithm going.
Right. I don't know. I'll
So
go next.
other members can. Oh, let me adjust my audio settings and do it.
I-
But I get shit on. I see how this goes now.
No, I'm
I've
starting.
been put down this whole entire time, and the quiet part's been said out loud.
There's been pushback from me recently that I think sometimes we're sacrificing the show so someone could get a good cork pop, and we're still a bourbon talk show versus a cork pop show, even though cork pop's part of it. But so we'll see. I've got this is a fresh crack for me. It's called Mostly Done from Nobleton's. It's a Boxing Bear pick. Let's see what we got here. Ooh,
Well done.
that was clean. I have the lead.
Is
It's
that
gonna
the
be
new
tough to
one?
beat. That no, this is like 3 or 4 of them ago. This one's been here a while. I just had it sitting here and didn't open it for some reason. So until now. All right, Justine, you are next.
I did a little rearranging yesterday and I found this bottle of Neely Sweet Thump Dry. So I'm going to open that.
Okay. Close.
Steve,
Who
no
hasn't
squeak
gone
on
yet?
yours.
Who hasn't
Squeak on
gone?
Justine's.
Matt hasn't gone yet. So we'll throw it to the judge of Matt since he has no. He's got to go up against us. Who has the lead right now, Justine or me?
You want Justine to be mad at you.
What am I going to have to throw a flag on the field? We're leading the judge. I mean,
No,
Bad.
I feel like Steve. I feel like yours was a little crisper.
okay, so there it is.
That's the right call.
So,
There's no
That's the
appeal.
right call.
That's the right. That's the right. He's arguing the other way, but then you go against what he's arguing for. He tells you made the right call.
I'm
That's
just stirring
interesting.
shit up today. I woke up and chose chaos.
That's an interesting take. All right, Matt, you're last but not least. What do you got?
all right, I've got Art of the Spirit Ruby Port finish, and just thinking about all the troops and everything. So God bless you.
Got my father-in-law on the side.
Be safety. Is that one? Is that one?
Yeah, he's in Vietnam there. Battle of Quai Son right there. He's in front of that sign. They ended up losing that, so that was a tough battle there. So that's like a famous sign, and he's in front of it. Like I said, the Vietnamese got that, so that was like a big thing for them to get that sign. But yeah, that's an ugly one. If you don't know him is in Vietnam, ask him about Quai Son. They'll know.
All right, here we go.
I feel like that was explosive. That cork pop, he's in the basement. It started up from underneath the basement. I feel. I don't know what. There may be a crawl space underneath this house,
Yes,
under
I
the
think-
basement.
I
So,
feel
I think
like
Linda's going to ask
couldn't, like,
if I'm
control
okay.
his hand. Like there was that much force that it just like
It was pretty tight. We haven't opened this one for.
Linda's probably dialed 911. She thinks he
I
shot
think so.
himself down there. She's like, I
I
can't go
saw
down.
Matt's hair move off that cork pop. So,
His hair
cheers.
moved. Cheers. All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Bear Fight going to crowdfunding. This is a little bit interesting take on this, and we'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
It's JP Knobloch. I have nice hair on the ABV Bourbon Daily Show.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Bear Fight's crowdfunding.
Yes, we are. So, this is interesting to me, and I got to say, it kind of rubs me the wrong way, and here's why. So they want to expand and they want more money. They have Seth MacFarlane, who's what, a gazillionaire as one of the owners. And then there's another celebrity, too, who I'm not familiar with. But he has some celebrity status. Why not hit those two up? Why does this company want you guys and me to help them get to the next level? I don't understand that.
That's strange.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
celebrity crowdfunding is the weirdest.
I know.
Let's see. How much is Seth MacFarlane? So he's one of the owners of it.
He is, yes.
So I'm reading the interview, and so one of the questions is, here's the interview question is, let's say I want to invest $20,000. Besides the experimental perks, what else am I getting? Is this actual equity? Would I get a say or a vote in what the company does, how it spends its money, or the whiskeys it puts out? And the
What you
response
laughing
is,
at? What's what happened?
He's worth $400 million.
$400 million
you can't
bucks.
fund this?
Yeah, he
No,
can't fund this.
Spread it around.
The other guy is he was on the show Suits,
Yeah, he's
and
great.
he's worth 8 to 10 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
He could fund it, really. 8 to 10 million, he's got enough.
But $400 million.
$400 million. Yeah.
Sorry, I cut
can
you off
fund
there,
that off a
Tim.
monthly dividend check he's getting from his UST bills.
I do like Tim being on here. Obviously, financial background. You know, he knows a little bit more about the stuff that we do. A little bit of a subject matter expert here. So, what do they say they get besides? I know they get the treats. The
Well, they
you
get
know,
the
the
treat. So
experiment.
here's the
Yeah.
answer to this one. The answer to the question was, if you, let's say I invest 20,000, what do I get besides the
Right.
all
That's
the
a good
perks?
question to ask. Yeah.
Yes. He says this is real equity. Investors are purchasing ownership in the brand through a regulated crowdfunding structure. What they're getting is what they're getting is a stake in the upside of the brand. If it grows, expands, and ultimately exits, investors participate in that value creation, any distribution or liquidity events. But what they don't say in here is that
What
what
percentage?
happens if it
Yeah.
doesn't work,
Right.
and what happens to my 20,000? Am I going to get
If
that
it's
back?
if it's real equity, you wouldn't get it back. And if they mismanage the company, you might be on the hook for some money too. Right.
Well, it's something you're not buying an operating role, so but you could be, yes, Steve.
You could be.
Potentially could be added to a class action lawsuit because
But
you are an equity ownership of the brand.
Yeah.
You're
I
listed
would
as
guess-
probably a limited partner.
So like Seth MacFarlane, I don't know what percentage he owns, but I'm sure. I bet you it's substantial. This one is going to be, 80,000 people help the crowdfunding, and they get a 0.5% equity stake in it or something. It's just divided. You're talking about fractional of fractions for your ownership. If it's set up.
Normally, these types of offerings in these what we would call private investments are for what's called accredited investors, and these are people with $1 million net worth, certain level of income, certain level of expertise. But this is not. This is available for non-accredited investors, so anybody. And this is one of my pet peeves across the board because, folks, once you make this investment, there's no liquidity until they sell or go bankrupt.
Right.
Then you will get an equity, or they want to buy you out. So
Right.
there's that. So this could be anybody. However, you are going to be limited to what you can based on your personal income and net worth, which you're going to have to share while you make that investment. So if you own, let's say you got $40,000 in cash around, and that's what you have to invest, you can't put a whole $40,000 in there. My guess they probably limit you to 4,000, about 10%.
About 10%. They're gonna look.
That would be my guess. There's some guardrails on here because these things they mention BrewDog, which seemed to have been a brewery, and then they said, "Oh, this could be another BrewDog scenario." And there's an ad right in the middle of the articles. BrewDog faces existential challenges in 2026.
Right.
So it's like, no.
I would proceed with caution. To me, it's a red flag in the wrong way. If it's like, hey, they need money to grow, they have a celebrity investor with 400 million. He's not willing to fund it. What's going on with the company? And why, if it's such a great company and all that, why wouldn't he just throw the money in and make it happen? I feel like I shouldn't be putting my money. I'm not giving anybody investing advice, but for me personally, I wouldn't invest the money in something like this.
No.
No.
These crowdfunding things are difficult. They spread all these private investments around to multiple investors that don't understand the details. You're probably going to be a limited partner. You will also have what's going to be K1s, tax documents. Tax time is going to be trouble, especially if they make distributions, this, that, and the other. But in this case, this situation, the only distribution you're getting are perks. So
Right.
that could be access to single barrels or access to products before it comes out.
Things you can
whatever it may
buy.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You can
We
buy,
probably get a
which is
discount for.
continues to fund them. Yeah.
But yet your shares are non-voting, you have no vote in what you can do. There's an operating company, which is Next Century Spirits, which is the operating team that you're trusting that they're going to be stewards of the business to grow it and make the right decisions to hopefully have an exit. Because that would be that's their strategy, is to grow it until somebody decides to buy it and then try to get 300 million for the brand, which is not going to happen. I throw that out there because that's the numbers that have been going for larger businesses.
Right. And that's why you would want to ramp up and be in more states, which is they're trying to do, trying to get out there. That
Make it
you're looking
attractive
you're
for
looking for a
somebody to pick 'em
buyout
up.
is the easiest way to get bought out is to be in more shelves, and
Correct.
that's what'll lead to a buyout. So I don't know. It's just to me, they hit the lottery already with having big time celebrity investors. Why let them?
It's funny, they don't even talk about McFarlane. They only talk about was it Gabriel
Gabriel.
Match, whatever his name. He's the guy who was on Suits, which I love his character and everything like that. Well attractive guy, knows the brand, knows what we stand for and everything. He's in all the ads. And they did a Super Bowl ad in 2025 as well.
Okay.
So that makes me wonder. They got to replenish off of that because what's that? $8 million.
Yeah,
for their
that's
second ad.
Right.
So instead of putting that in a distillery, they throw that into
Isn't that
expansion of
crazy
marketing. They threw it into
to
an ad.
Isn't that crazy to do a Super Bowl ad for a company that's really a small time, not everywhere or anything like that? It's different for Yellowstone to do a Super Bowl ad or something like that because it's everywhere. Anybody who watches that commercial can go out the next day and buy it off the shelf. For a company like Bear Fight that's here and there, not everywhere, that's a weird.
It's
$6 million
interesting
spend.
too, because I'm on their website. I'm trying to actually get more specific details about the actual investment, and you have to attend a webinar and they make you sign up for it.
Oh
it's
wait,
like,
so
sign an NDA.
it's technically a timeshare.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't, yeah. If you're not willing to put the terms out there somewhere people can look at it, I don't know about that.
Keep in mind, if you're buying equity, you're last in line when creditors come and everything like that. If you're associated with the debt, they take out a loan, that's higher up the capital structure. But this is, of course, not investment advice. Do your own due diligence, all of that stuff. Talk to your tax advisors, talk to whatever you're doing before you do anything like this. And that's for anything like this.
Yeah, I would say unless you're in to view this as an investment, I think is not a great idea. If it's just fun for you to own a company that Seth MacFarlane has part of, you're a big fan of his, maybe, and this is money that you're not needing to pay bills. It's just extra money you got, fine, but do it. But to position this as being some sort of investment is not my thing.
And then when you go to your next neighborhood party and somebody brings Bear Fight whiskey to the party and says it's the best thing they've ever tasted since Pappy Van Winkle, I'd probably hazard a guess that you're part of the crowdfunding.
Right.
Hey,
Just trying to do their part to pump it up. Yeah.
Gotta help them out. I'm an equity owner now. I own this brand. I own part of it.
It's true. It's true. So, well, there you go. There's a little bit about what's going on. Celebrity brand now taking on further investors. Very, very interesting to me. I'm not really a fan of the celebrity brands, and this is not a move that I really like. But
I don't think it'll be the last one you'll see.
I don't think so either. So there you go. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Matt, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Matt Monica.
All right, Tim.
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112, on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey, and at RushCreekDistilling.com on the Tasting Events page.
Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
Miss Becca Sue.
Find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Becca Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley across all social media platforms. I am abvnetwork.com on if you want any of our content, including previous shows and stuff like that. We've got all of that out there. And last but not least, abvbarrelshop.com. That's where you can find what's going on at the Barrel Shop, what we've got coming in, what events we've got. We've been having a bunch of cool events here recently, so check it out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Becca Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you to please visit our Patreon did I say that already? Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
That's all right. You got someone strolling around in the background.
Yeah.
So that's
He's got his pants on this time.
Yeah, he's dressed. I saw him walk by. He's clothed. So fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Tell him I'm cleaning a Donna jug.
He's cleaning a Donna jug right
He's
now.
cleaning the Donna jug. So, all right. Fair enough. Well, that'll do it for today. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See you, everyone.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.